Hello, my friend. My name is Terry Petrovick, and I'm here with Michelle Pescosolido. Michelle, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you betcha. Today we're going to kind of talk a little bit about, what it's like to be in the network marketing profession with your spouse.
All right. I'm ready.
Now, right above this video, you'll probably see the video that I did with Bill, her husband. And you'll understand Bill's perspective. Now we're going to get Michelle's perspective, because I think a lot of people have the desire to work together at home, but it's kind of a scary thing. Sometimes you kind of get too close and it can cause some problems. So share a little bit, Michelle, about what your story is and how you guys evolved. I guess you got started in the business first before Bill. Share a little bit with our friend here.
Okay, yeah, I got started. I was actually working as a therapist for children with autism.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized this was my job. I'd always been a stay-at-home mom. And so I thought, you know what, I need to probably go out, get a job where I'm really making a lot more money and not just being a stay-at-home mom now that the girls are in school. Well, what I realized is my girls still needed me to be at home, still needed me to be that stay-at-home mother.
Right.
So that lasted about 6 or 7 or 8 months. So I dove into network marketing. I thought this has got to be the answer.
Right.
And I started just, taking off with it as far as sponsoring, but didn't have a lot of team duplication. So it was just making that initial income up front.
Right.
But then when I dove online, things started changing. Built that 6-figure income in 6 months. And
wow, that's amazing.
And Bill was, he was always supportive, but
Right.
didn't quite understand what I was doing. And
Right.
I guess in that video above, you can see when he
That's
talks
right.
about that. But he was, I tell him this to this day. Had he have not been supportive, or just,
Right.
it would have squashed my dreams, and
Yeah.
I would have quit.
Yeah.
I would have quit. So I'm very thankful that he sat back and just watched and was like, yeah, great. You had 5 people on your webinar. Awesome. Not knowing what that really truly meant to me. He was still supportive, but not really so interested. And then eventually, once that income started, when my first $10,000 month, he was like, all right, if this sticks, I'm going to be a believer now.
Right.
And then after
How long did it take you to get from 0 to 10,000?
If I start, it was 6 months.
6
I
months.
started online. If you figure when I started online, that was September. My first $10,000 month was around March or April. But I started in the business in March before that September. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it was just straight network marketing, trying to do the offline stuff, chasing around friends and family. It was when I got online that ramped it up.
Okay.
And
So how many months offline versus online?
You mean the
Before, in that 6-month period?
It
And was it 100% offline in the first
was
6 months?
100% offline the first.
Okay,
the
now
first
I know my friend here is saying,
6 months offline.
how in the heck did you do that? What did you do? Let's talk about that.
But I
just
didn't have the
first.
6-figure income offline. I didn't.
Okay, so you said you went from 0 to 6 months. I mean 0 to 10,000 in 6 months.
Okay. Back in September, after the 6 months of chasing around friends and family,
Okay, how long was that
failing
period?
miserably.
How long was that period?
That was 6 months.
So 6 months of failing.
Yes, and then
Okay.
I found a way
And
to go online.
and then what did Bill say after 6 months of failing? Was he like?
It's a hobby. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. You're making little money here and there. Okay, a couple $100 here, but then you're throwing it back into auto ship.
Okay.
That's cool. Cool.
All right.
Michelle.
So then you made the decision to start doing stuff online.
Yeah.
Okay, and some lights went off. Some things
Yes.
started happening. Let's dive into that, and let's talk about the emotion that you experienced there. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting sign-ups, I'm making money, and it's like, that's a pretty cool thing, right? You start making those commissions online.
Right. Well, when I started to research online, I knew that there were certain things you had to have in place. You had to have a capture page, you had to have an offer, but I didn't know where to
So
get
you're
the
technical.
stuff. Yes.
You know how to build websites?
I
and all that?
don't.
Oh, no.
No.
How'd you do it then?
12, 14-hour days, pulling my hair out, staying up all night, struggling, putting things up that weren't working, couldn't get videos hosted correctly.
Oh my God.
Couldn't get the opt-in form in the center. It was a mess.
And you know anybody like that? It might be you.
But you know what?
So what happened? Yeah.
Well, I didn't strive for perfection on it. Even though I did, I just put it out there and test it.
Right.
And wasn't having much success with that. And then I found the proven system. I know you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
My Lead
go ahead.
System Pro.
Yeah, My Lead System Pro, yeah.
And it was like, oh, all these lights came on in my head.
Angels from the sky coming down and all that.
Here's your capture page.
Yeah.
Go out, you
Yeah.
know, market it. So I got in the system. I set it up, and in about that same day, I took the capture page, dove online on Facebook, and was generating leads that day. I was
Wow.
so excited.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And getting signups, and that's where I just ran with it.
So 6 months and using MLSP.
Yes.
0 to 6 figures.
$10,000
Wow.
month, very first $10,000 month. And so he was concerned, well, is this going to stick? And it stuck, and he was able to retire from his corporate America job in August.
That's amazing.
So if you calculate from the time I came online when he got to retire from corporate America, it was 1 year.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a great story. So what advice would you have for somebody who's watching this video right now, who maybe has tried the offline, tried the online, and nothing really has worked for them, and they have a spouse who's not really as supportive as Bill was? What would you tell them?
Well, you know, I would say for me, you know, my advice to them would definitely be the consistency. Consistency is key. If you have found somebody that has had success, follow in their path, and, you know, especially if they're going to have a mentor or at least work with them, and if they have a proven way, don't doubt it. I mean, if you've seen somebody out there doing Facebook or somebody blogging and they've had success with it, you know it works. Now you've got to figure out how to make that work too instead of failing. So the consistency is key. And I mean, sometimes I use this because I love it from when Larry Thompson said this, we're sometimes just a degree off. And a lot of people don't realize that they might be there, but it's just a little bit of a degree off, and then they quit, and they don't realize how close they were to success. So stick with it, and then, you know, incorporate your husband into it. You know, just kind of maybe show them what they're doing, but don't ask them if they're not comfortable working the business yet or not. But definitely be, you know, keep the balance in your marriage. I love the dog barking.
Yeah, we're going to call these the barking dog videos.
Did you know that this is me?
Yeah.
Do you know that? The history, every time I do webinars, my dog always barks, so this is perfect.
This is a home-based business, right? We got the guy cleaning the pool, we got the dogs barking. Hey, it's okay. That's okay.
You know, it is hard, I understand. I know Bill gave some really good advice on that. If the husband is not supportive, that may be a whole nother type of issue you got to work on. But, you know, there's nothing more empowering in knowing that you can retire your significant other from their job.
You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I just want to acknowledge you for who you are and the journey that you have taken, and the example really that you've set for all of us. And what I want you to understand, my friend, is that, you know, while Michelle has a wonderful story, she worked hard. I hope you heard her say that. You can do this too. If she can do it, I can do it. Trust me when I say you can do it. So how can people get in touch with you?
You can find us on our blog at onlinewealthpartner.com, or I actually have a Facebook page, Michelle Pescosolido. So it's facebook.com/Michelle Pescosolido.
Okay. And we'll put those links down below there so you don't need to worry about spelling or anything like that, because I'm not very good at that kind of stuff either.
Or you can come over to what Bill said, both of our pages.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to have one too, so we put it together.
So you're going to share with the knowledge. All right, that's great. So I hope this has been insightful for you, my friend, and understand that this profession is a profession that can take you from where you are to where you want to go and set you free. And more important than that, you actually get to touch tens of thousands of lives and make a difference in their world too. So my name is Terry Petrovick. Remember this, you have a choice. Make it a better than terrific day and a prosperous one, because you, my friend, absolutely deserve it. Bye-bye for now.